Stephen Wonderboy Thompson versus Gabriel Bonfim. Uh, this is a tricky fight to actually pick because on one hand, well, my once upon a pig, the black guy. Wow. I don't even know how to respond to it. Once upon a pig, the black guy first. I don't pick black guys all the time, dude. Like that's actually a lie. What the fuck do you mean, dog? Anyway, Stephen Wonderboy Thompson versus Gabriel Bonfim. Gab- the Bonfim brothers are the tougher brothers of welterweight and lightweight. Um, they came in with so much hype, and it just feels like they are going to have to be shoved into the rankings because I don't feel like they're good enough to actually get there by themselves. They need favorable matches to put them in certain positions because it seems like they have some type of a following from where they come from. Obviously Brazil, but it seems like they came in a little bit popular. So it just feels like that's what's going to happen at this point. Stephen Wonderboy Thompson is one of those veterans who are still so flipping good at the age of 40. Like, it's unbelievable what he can do at his age. And I guess that's the advantage of taking care of yourself and not abusing your body as an athlete. I think this is the result of what Stephen Wonderboy Thompson is because in the fight against Joaquin Buckley, it was looking kind of tricky, you know. At one point, I was like, is Stephen Wonderboy Thompson actually winning this fight? I was worried up until the knockout, obviously, and I was like, oh. And then we forgot how close that fight was up until like when he got the knockout, because of course, no one has ever done that to Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. Um, well, my first stage is denied. Wow. Well, mine is out for blood today. Renee, there is lot, bro. The coin said Thompson, but I fell back on it and said the coin was tweaking. Why the coin picking Thompson? You know what? Listen to the coin. Alright, Short McGee. Short McGee has an agenda. You see, this is why YouTube doesn't give you Short McGee the ranking he deserves because he has an agenda and YouTube is onto him. You and Renier, YouTube is onto you guys. So you know what? I'm not gonna disagree with Short McGee on this one. I'm trying to think about the fight, the fight between Stephen Wonderboy Thompson versus Kevin Holland, Stephen Wonderboy Thompson versus Joaquin Buckley. And in my head, I'm like, Stephen Wonderboy Thompson um, was able to defend takedowns from Joaquin Buckley. And even before that, when he was fighting Shavkat Rokmanov, it was looking kind of risky in there. Like it was looking kind of like is Wonderboy Thompson exposing Shavkat Rokmanov for a moment there? If you were watching and if you can remember, and if you go back to that particular fight, Stephen Wonderboy Thompson was actually defending takedowns pretty decently. Obviously, Shafkat found a way, but it wasn't, in my opinion, it wasn't impressive, and I was very critical of that performance against Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. I was like, if Shafkat is that good, he shouldn't have struggled like that. Even Dana White, I don't think I'm the only one who saw that. Even Dana White was like, initially I was confused, or like, what is happening? And then I think it was in the post-fight presser or something to that effect, and he was asked about the performance of Shavkat Rachmanov, and Dana was like, I didn't understand what he was doing. It looked a bit odd to me. Obviously, he will not outrightly say he looked bad, but in my opinion, Shavkat Rakhmonov looked bad against Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. Obviously, up until the finish, it's similar to Joaquin Buckley. And look at what happens when you can't wrestle. When you can't wrestle Stephen Wonderboy Thompson, Kevin Holland is an example. If you decide not to wrestle Stephen Wonderboy Thompson, what happens is that he's going to beat the living crap out of you. So I don't know, man. Stephen Wonderboy Thompson is really older, and the problem I have is like he looked so good in his last fight. So it's kind of hard for me to say Bonfim is going to win because Bonfim is not good, man. Bonfim is not good, and it's not like Wonderboy Thompson is Chaos Williams who's going to just come in there and just try to knock you out with every shot and gas himself out. Stephen Wonderboy Thompson is going to preserve his gas tank, pick him apart, and we've seen how the Bonfim brothers actually responded to takedowns being defended. Um, it's actually this Bonfim brother. Gabriel Bonfim has a history of losing to older fighters. Um, he lost to Nicholas Dalby. He went in full force in the first round and was like, "I'm going after this guy." And in the first round, we were like, "Oh my God, the Bonfim brothers doing their thing." And then round came, and we're like, "What is happening? What happened?" So I'm just worried we might end up seeing the same thing happen again, because this is the Bonfim brother that if you forgot, this is the Bonfim brother that lost to Nicholas Dalby. You know, so it's kind of hard, man. It's kind of hard. I've already picked Gabriel Bonfim. My subscribers have already picked Gabriel Bonfim, but Gabriel Bonfim is not that good. He lost to Nicholas Dalby, so if you're asking yourself, nah, he's not gonna lose to an older fighter. Like he has done it before, so it's not like it's going to be a new thing for him to lose to someone who's close to 30, who's close to 40, or who's like 40. Like he's already done it before. Like he's already lost to, and he's already been finished. It wasn't just any loss. Like it wasn't like a decision lost. He was finished by Nicholas Dalby in the second round, and it was because his gas tank was depleted. And when I look at Stephen Wonderboy Thompson's previous fight, I'm like, damn, dude, he didn't look that bad, He didn't look that bad up until that knockout. So I'm not gonna criticize anyone who goes with Stephen Wonderboy Thompson because at this point in time, my pick is largely motivated by youth. It's largely motivated by the fact that maybe because Stephen Wonderboy Thompson is a little bit older, he was knocked out in his previous fight. Maybe he won't be the same as he was in the fight with um, what do you call him? Joaquin Buckley. That's what I'm trying to convince myself, and I'm like, nah, man. Like that knockout is going to have its if effect on him. That wrestling of Bonfim might be enough to actually get him the decision, even if he doesn't. I don't know. I don't know how I think he's going to get a decision when this guy doesn't seem to have cardio, but he was able to get to a decision recently. It's kind of interesting to see how this one is going to play out. But do, at this point, do not tell yourself that Bonfim is a lock, guys. Like if there's anyone who thinks Bonfim is a lock, you are going to cry, right? I will emphasize this, especially for those who are going to watch this after I'm done breaking down this fight. Gabriel Bonfim has lost to Nicholas Dalby, who was 37 or 38 at the time. Stephen Wonderboy Thompson is like 40. Like, it's a 2 year difference. So you can make the argument that, well, Bonfim was still early in his career and Dalby is a veteran. But still, dog, like, if he was like a solid prospect, he wouldn't be losing to Nicholas Dalby. And granted, Nicholas Dalby is no slouch. I'm not sitting here and criticizing Nicolas Dalby like he lost to a scrub, but still, like you should be beating Nicolas Dalby if you're actually going to be something in the UFC, right? So let me actually get to the breakdown. I don't even think I need to break down this fight, to be honest. I mean, we all know that Stephen Wonderboy Thompson, he's most likely going to win via decision if he does win, especially at his age. He is going to probably have the cardio advantage, but it might be a little bit different now that he's a little bit older. Um, wow, Stephen Wonderboy Thompson has a reach advantage, a 2.5-inch reach advantage, which normally works for strikers. Um, obviously, Gabriel Bonfim is the finisher here. He has a 94% finishing rate. As far as striking, I mean, I don't feel like I need to even break this down, but obviously Bonfim has volume, but volume for one round. After one round, the volume probably goes away. So I don't know if I should even count it as an advantage for him. Obviously, technical striking abilities, it's Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. Um, but I like the fact that Bonfim doesn't get hit too much. It's probably because of his wrestling. People are afraid to actually engage, which might be an advantage for him. So maybe it might change how Stephen Wonderboy Thompson strikes. As far as wrestling, we all know that Gabriel Bonfim is going to have the advantage there. Stephen Wonderboy Thompson does not have the best takedown defense, but he seems to have been improving, or maybe it's the level of wrestler. But like I was saying when I was breaking down this fight earlier, Shafkat was even struggling against Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. Joaquin Buckley didn't have any much success against Stephen Wonderboy Thompson as far as grappling goes. He was forced to strike, and it was looking kind of dicey. So I don't know, man. I don't know. At this point, I genuinely wouldn't blame you if you flipped the coin and decided to go with whoever you decided to go with because it's that close. Let me respond to you guys. My subscribers and I are going with Gabriel Bonfim. I'm not very confident in this particular pick, but I have to choose someone. Um, let me read your comments so that I can go to the last fight. Um, um, Short Mickey, coins hate Brazil. What do you mean? Rene the wrestler, Short Mickey versus Brazil at the White House UFC 400. Why am I we hate Brazil? Why am I? They are going to take away that number one crown from you. The things that you're saying. Short McGee, I'll show up with wrestling shoes and they will run for the hills. Chaos was landing on Bonfim and he trains at the Planet Fitness. I, I don't even know what to say to that. But Chaos Williams trains at Planet Fitness. Oh, wow. Short McGee. Everyone is betting against Thompson's age more so than betting on Gabriel. 100%. I'm not picking Gabriel to be honest. I'm picking his age. Wamai. To be fair, Dalby had a close fight with Rinat and looked good in the first round of his last fight. I mean, that's fair, but I mean, Dalby doesn't. I don't know, man. I don't know. You make a good point, though. I'm sure McGee. Rinat is trash and gets saved by the judges every fight. Neither is Lord. I think the Dalby KO loss was more due to bad cardio. I agree, but has the cardio improved though? George McGee, you have to have a good cardio to chase Wonder Boy all 3 rounds. I agree. especially because Wonder Boy stands up. When you take him down, he stands up. Well, my yeah, Renard is the king of Fluke Town. Renard there is lot. I just can't see Bonfim not getting Thompson's neck. He's so quick at latching up crazy subs. I mean, it like I said, what do you call him? Who's this guy? I was mentioning his name just now. Anyway, a lot of people who know how to wrestle struggled with Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. Shoshat McGee, he has a problem closing distance though. He chases people rather than cut off the cage. I agree. Rene there is Lord. Yeah, I can see the footwork frustrating Bonfim. Yeah. Shoshat McGee, man, Bonfim is so slow. I just don't see him getting into the ground. Yeah, I'm also struggling with that, man. It's one of the hardest picks to make on this particular card. Wamai, I'll probably pick Wonder Boy. I wouldn't blame you. Let's go, Shoshot Mickey. Wamai, number one Brazilian. Once upon a Brazilian hit fest. Why are you including me in that? I'm not part of the hit fest. It's your thing, guys. Why are you including me in the hate fest, guys? I'm a neutral party in this whole thing. Like I'm, I'm not involved. Like I'm Joshua Maggie. Stay in God and hunt for leg locks while getting KO. Did the Brazilian. I, you know what? I want to take a screenshot of this and put it in the comments of the week, but I feel like the Brazilians will end up hating me at some point. Muammar, we all hate Brazil. What do you mean? Well, pattern recognition in full swing when we watch Brazilian. Alright, guys, let me go to another fight. It's starting to get out of hand. Um, let's go to the last fight. I love and appreciate all of you. Deuces.